good evening. I am coming to you from beautiful Holland, Michigan. We're here for another Amtrak Station tour. If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan. I'm attempting to visit every Amtrak station in America, take you on a tour of it, show you what the facilities are like in the nearby area. So we're gonna check out what this station has to offer, so come along with us. Let's go make some memories. All right, so the Amtrak Station tour here. Let's see what we've got. We've got an old clock here, which is pretty cool. I'm kind of going to do a 360 this area. We've got Space Source, whatever that is. An old building there that's got some health stuff in it. Here's our Holland, Michigan sign. Then here's our platform. Look how wide this platform is. It goes over here. There's bike racks. There's benches. This is beautiful. This is a nice station. And of course, here's our tracks. This station does have a building, but I'm anticipating it being not open because I think this station is considered unstaffed, which means it's only open when a train's about to come through, and usually it's a volunteer or somebody who will come and open it. So it says this way to the designated smoking area, which is right here, I'm guessing. Yep, designated smoking. It was down there by the bike rack. So this station was constructed in 1925, so it's 100 years old as we speak, and it was renovated between 1990 and 1991. All right, so this one's small, but you know what's in here? It's our wheelchair lift for Amtrak. People ask me sometimes, what's up with the wheelchair lift? The wheelchair lift is because Amtrak trains are higher. The platforms are built low. The train to get on it is built up higher. That's one fault I've had with Amtrak over the years. Their platforms aren't built. In some cities they are, especially in the northeastern United States. But all the stations that I've been to in the southern states, the platforms aren't built with any kind of steps or anything. So you have to climb up onto the train. So if you're not able to do that, they have that lift. I've seen them use that lift for people who weren't even in wheelchairs. Sometimes it's people who have problems going up steps. So see, it says over here, Holland, Michigan. It says in the event the facility is not unlocked between the specified hours, please call the Holland Police Department. So see, looking in here, let's see if you guys can see it. Off to the left there is a water fountain, restrooms. You see all the benches in front of you. The Amtrak kiosk is that thing with the green light in the back left. And then to the right, I see some vending machines, which I'll show you a little closer when I walk around the building. So here's our platform over here. Let's see, maybe I can peek in this side and show you the vending machines. Yeah, here's the vending machines here. Here's a better look at them. They're right there on the right hand side. Let's see what we can find. It says authorized personnel only, but I'm just going to take a quick walk around the building. It's easier this way. You see the tracks that I'm following here. Nice building out here. I don't know what the other half of this building is used for. Maybe it says on the other side. We'll give it a look here in a little bit. But in this general area right here, I don't know exactly what's around this area. But Holland, Michigan, if you're not familiar, is a little play on Holland in the Netherlands. So there is some you know, there's windmills and that kind of stuff here. Dutch shopping, Dutch eating. I don't know what this barn is here. Oh shoot, I ended up all the way over here. I ended up on the wrong side, but there's another set of tracks, another spur that goes off this way. Shoot, now I gotta go back. Dang it. I thought I could cut around the building. Is there a cut through here? Nope, same thing. Alright, so I gotta walk all the way back around. Stupid me. What was I thinking? I didn't realize there was a fence there. Because I saw a really cool caboose that has the Pere Marquette painting on it. Which, if you're not familiar, Pere Marquette is one of the Amtrak routes that goes from Michigan to Chicago. I always get the Michigan routes confused. I just know all three end in Chicago. One ends in Pontiac, one ends in Port Huron, and one ends in Grand Rapids, I believe. I think Grand Rapids might be the Pere Marquette where that one stops. So what do you guys think of this station so far? simple. It's nice. It's clean. You don't see anybody hanging out. Nobody here harassing me, giving me a hard time. Sometimes at stations, I run into some sketchy folks, let me tell you. There's been plenty of times I've had to hide the camera in my pocket and then start filming again afterwards. And there's a lot of stuff we have to cut out, too, in these videos. All right. So this was your platform. I'm going to go show you that caboose. And I'm going to show you the parking lot that's out here. There's parking over here. That parking lot there, I think, is for Amtrak as well. I'm not 100% sure if that's the parking lot for it. It's got to be, because there's nothing over this way. All right, so this parking lot area out this way, this is all bus pickup. You see somebody's got their bike locked there. Let me go see what this sign says. This one says Makatawa Area Express. Outside here by spot 6. This one is just a thing. Okay, Holland Waterfall Trail Map. Future walkways, future boardwalks. Okay, so they've got a lot of stuff planned. So we're here. You're here. And then they've got these paths that walk around. That's really cool. I wish I had more time here. As you can see, the sun's setting in the distance. So it's getting a little late. And I got to get moving. I got to get to my hotel. The good thing is I'm staying in a hotel in Holland. So you guys will be able to see that video on our channel too. Let me see what this building looks like on. Let me see what it looks like on this side before we hit up that caboose. Let's see. It says Indian Trails. That's a bus service. No longer goes to Chicago. Departs from Holland. This was effective 2023. I wonder if that's still the case. Grand Rapids 11:10, Kalamazoo at 6:35 p.m. This is an unstaffed Amtrak station. Reservations are required for travel. Reservations and ticket purchases can be made inside the station at the Quick Track self-serving kiosk. Which, how can you do that if the building's locked? Or by going online to Amtrak.com or calling 1-800-USA-RAIL. They tell you to use the kiosk inside, but how the hell are you supposed to do that if the thing doesn't open until a few minutes before the train comes? Kind of silly. All right, the Pere Marquette. Pere Marquette was an explorer and French Jesuit missionary who founded Sault Ste. Marie, which we've been to, Michigan's first European settlement on the land of the, I don't know how you pronounce that, sorry, the things are killing me, the Indian tribe of the Chippewa, 1637 to 1675, so he only lived to be 38 years old. And this train line's named after him. The cupola, small dome with windows located at the back of the caboose, allowed brakemen to watch the train. See at the dome up there with the windows? To watch the train and load and unload and watch for potential dangers. That is not in English. Cabooses are often red because it was traditionally a warning color. It was easy to see the bright red end of the caboose from far away. As lights and signaling technology improved, cabooses were then painted other colors. So see, that makes sense they would be red, because if another train was coming up behind it, you'd want to be able to see that it stood out so you don't plow into it. So this particular caboose, the Pere Marquette A967, was constructed in 1941 and was built by the St. Louis Car Company for the Pere Marquette Railway. It was supposed to be the conductor's headquarters as well as a hub for the crew, and includes table, chairs, an ice box, a coal stove, a sink, and a tank for drinking water. It was pulled by a Berkshire steam engine and was part of the freight line that carried general merchandise. Cabooses were not necessarily on passenger rail trains. That's really interesting. And then look at the steam engine. I wish this was still here. Look at that. All right, let me see if I can peek in the window here. What the heck? You only live once, right? And it doesn't say don't climb. So I'm gonna climb. All right, let's see. Okay, you guys can see. There's a bed here on the right. Just looks like some junk on the left, and it looks like another bed in the back corner back there. I see what looks like the ice box or the fridge on the left-hand side. Some storage cabinets, that kind of stuff. That's cool. At least we can see inside that. All right. Let's see if this says anything different. Holland and the railway. By 1900, the nation's railway system was well established. With the introduction of the rail lines, Holland saw economic growth that was previously unparalleled. Freight railway access made Holland a desirable location to do business, which led to companies like the Holland Furnace Company, Heinz, as in ketchup, and the Bush and Lane Piano Company. So furnaces, ketchup, and pianos. Who would have thunk it? I had no idea. Similarly, passenger trains allowed for the tourism industry to flourish. So a lot of people visited Michigan's west coast from the late 19th century through the 1940s. So see, here's the train lines here, how they go up. That's how it used to be before. All these cities, it doesn't go nowhere near. The furthest north the train goes is Holland here, and then to Grand Rapids. And then there's another line that cuts across the state here through Lansing and that. That's the one that goes to Port Huron. There's another one that goes this way to Detroit and then up to Pontiac right about there in dead ends. But who knew that? I had no idea. Pianos, ketchup, and furnaces. How strange. What a combination. Well, that's what happens when you're open to the idea of having rail. So many people shut down rail. I don't care so much about freight because it still is an important thing. I'm more concerned with passenger rail because that's where my passion is. That's what I like. Passenger rail should be all over the United States. I know everybody wants to compare it to Japan or to Europe, but if you go to Europe and you ride the trains there, all we have here is Amtrak. We have Brightline in Florida. We have some other regional lines, especially up in the Northeast, regional lines in Chicago, regional lines in LA, in California. But for the most part, Amtrak runs the show, which is run by the federal government. And the federal government's always politics. They push, pull on funding, on defunding, all that kind of stuff. You've got this beautiful building that was built for the purpose of a train station, but it's unstaffed. You don't even pay anybody to work here. And it's only open for 30 minutes before a train comes. And you're only running one train a day through here, in each direction. I just wish that they would figure it out and run more trains. I wish Michigan had their own rail services, similar to North Carolina, where North Carolina has the Piedmont line that runs back and forth like 6 times a day and hits all those major hubs. Imagine if you had trains going back and forth from Port Huron to the West Coast, connecting from Port Huron down to Detroit, and being able to connect. People that could want to go to Detroit to watch a baseball game could do it, catch the train back the same day. You can't do that now. You have to go to the game, and then the train leaves to head back west at like 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning. It's ridiculous. No one's going to go to a game, get home to their hotel at 11 o'clock at night, and then leave. You know, sleep 4 hours of sleep and then head back on a train. So it's not doable. It's not feasible. So I wish Amtrak could figure that out. If Amtrak wants to hire me for consultation, I'm available. I'm just saying. All right, guys, so if you enjoyed this video, let me get off my soapbox here. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. We're on a push to try to get to 6,000 by the end of this year, and I'm hoping within a year or two I can hit 10,000 subscribers. We're going to continue to visit every single Amtrak station. These bugs are ridiculous. Every single Amtrak station the rest of the year. Man. This has got to be in the video. These damn bugs are landing on my glasses and everything. I'm sure you guys are seeing them. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. If I don't get eaten alive by these bugs, I will be back next week with another video. I promise you guys. Leave me a comment down below. Roast me for getting eaten by these bugs. I must be super sweet or something. These mosquitoes are loving me. These mosquitoes are huge. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Be safe on the rails. Be safe from the mosquitoes. We'll see you in the next one. What a crazy ending. See you soon.